Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for this video. Super glad that you are here. But you know, if you were one of the cool kids in the ASP Unlimited app, you actually already got to watch this video because HK allowed us to release it early to ASP Unlimited subscribers. So the boycott, the embargo on this pistol, it didn't apply as long to ASP Unlimited app subscribers. We do get to do stuff like that occasionally. So hit the link in the description and join us in the ASP Unlimited app, and you'll get to see stuff like this sooner. Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. It's the day. I've been waiting for this for so long. The HK VP9A1 long, the full size, as well as the brand new K Kurtz is out and announced. They're not quite available yet, but I have a video for you introducing these guns and telling you all about how they are new. Now, what has happened was I got in November to shoot these guns out on the Asp pheasant hunt. We were out with Neil and with some folks, and we had a great time. We got to shoot those. I got to talk about these guns with Bill Dermody, who is the marketing director for HK. So enjoy that discussion. There's some great tidbits in it. We get to shoot it, and then stay with us, come back with me. I'm gonna give you some close-ups and show you the new differences between this gun and the old one. This is not a paid endorsement, but I am a brand ambassador for Heckler and Koch for a reason. HK firearms are incredibly high quality, and when it's time to step up out of the entry tier, they're the only ones I recommend. You carry a gun just in case. Shouldn't it be an HK just in case?
So Bill, these are pretty cool.
Yeah, and every time a couple years ago when you kept calling that gun an A1, I just chuckled to myself because I knew this was in the works.
Hold that a second.
I'm like, yeah, just wait.
So we now have two distinct models, VP9A1F, which is a full-size model. Neil has the VP9A1K, which is Kurtz.
Kurtz was a true compact model.
Now, this is barrel length and slide size, same as the VP9A0, with shall we say, a Glock 19 size
Just
frame.
like you, a little less butt.
I'll take it. So a little shorter here. So when we do the flush mount mags on this, on the K, 15 plus one. So 15 plus one on this. Now this guy, kind of the same barrel length on the F as the current like match.
Or the L.
Or the L,
It's
okay.
not quite as long as the L.
So it's just a little less than that, but the 17 round magazine in this guy. Love some of the updates. All the updates on this gun are to make the interface with the human better.
Exactly. We are fine-tuning, or we are optimizing that relationship between shooter and tool.
I also have an interesting thing about this that it'll get out there in the wild. This isn't like, insider baseball or whatever. Now, this is a gun built in Germany, but built to the specs of HK USA for the American market.
Yep, and that's a first for us. Yeah, previously, all the German-made guns that we've been importing into the U.S. had a government or law enforcement contract related to them, and then we continue to make the guns and sell them in the U.S. market. So it was government first, civilian market second. This one is actually, we wrote up the specs here at HK USA and submitted them to Oberndorf for them to do this version of the gun for you guys.
And okay, this is cool because the original VP9 was for Bavarian PD.
That's correct.
And then was, we like that design, let's import that to the US.
And it's done great. Most successful
it's a great gun.
I've had, yeah.
I could carry a VP9 for the rest of my life and be perfectly happy with it. However, this guy's got a couple of thoughtful updates that I really like. I like the difference in a couple of different slide links. That's cool. I love the K. I'm gonna tell you, this K is gonna sell. Now, I think the other big thing, trigger is a little better. It has improved. A little bit of internal smoochy smooch to make that a little bit nicer.
Yeah, it's an incrementally better trigger, and I like to say that a brand new VP9 now shoots like one that's been well used. So
okay, I love that. I think a couple of other things you're going to notice here. You have a little bit of bevel on the mag well. Now, I'm going to be real. You know me, I don't care about reloads because as a private citizen, they just never happen in gunfights. However, on the K model in particular, if I'm not wearing gloves, it gives me just a little lip for my pinky that I love. You'll also notice No finger grooves.
Yes, we call this our universal ergonomic grip. A lot of people just really love those finger grooves, and we expect maybe get some moaning and groaning about them being gone. I was one of the people that moaned and groaned, but I just tell you, pick it up. It's awesome. It works for everybody now instead of working for most people.
Yeah, the finger grooves idea was cool for a while, but it just doesn't really work in reality of things for a lot of people's fingers. And so to just remove it, smart.
I don't miss them.
Yeah, super smart. The other thing that I think is a absolute huge deal. So better trigger, and I think the VP9 trigger was fantastic, especially once you ran a few rounds through it. But when it's out of the box like it is after 3,000-4,000 rounds, I think that's a winner. The other thing here, the gun now ships with 5 back straps. Now, of course, 3 side straps on each side, right? So small, medium, large. The regular small, medium, and large that you're used to on that, but I'm gonna show you, I wanna get in tight here, and I want you to see this. So look at this right here, and you're gonna see it actually increases the length of pull. So there are 2 back straps here that are included with this gun that are longer length of pull. And I'm gonna tell you, it makes this feel like it's chunkier. Like you ever pick up a 45, like, you know, like a one that's got a big one, or a 10 mil, and you've got this big chunky, that's what it feels like. So if you're like me and you've got larger hands, I have size XL palms and large fingers, this gives you actual extra length of pull, which again, gives you a better finger placement on this gun. That's actually pretty cool. And so for a small-handed person, now Stephanie, for instance, we're gonna, you know, we've been talking about 3D printing her even like extra super tiny versions of this. And so any idea if there's any thought of extra smalls coming? Not that we're aware of.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So, but the third-party market might show up for that stuff.
Yeah, the traditional backstraps that start down lower on it, John, what they really do is they feel different to you, but they don't increase that length of pull between the back of the gun and the trigger. They change the grip angle slightly by making the bottom of the gun thicker. These actually change the distance, and it allows a shooter to, and I think our competition shooters are really going to like it, because these competition shooters really like to stretch out their hand on the gun and make sure just that first pad of their fingers is right on the trigger. And
in a defensive shooting world, it's really personal feel, right? And the size of hand, and for some people they want just the pad, some people want to go all the way through the knuckle. When we're teaching class, we're like, nah, whatever.
You do you.
Yeah, whatever feels good to you, do the thing. You know, guys, at the end of the day, though, it's all in the shooting. So we're going to put some eyes on, put some ears on, and put some rounds down range. See how they go, huh?
Yeah. I've been waiting a while for this.
Let's do it. One nice thing I will say, 17 round HK mags, you know, VP9 P30 mags fit in the F gun. Great. They fit in the K gun too. They'll just stick out a little bit. So let's get a feel for how this guy shoots, shall we? Let's see here. Why don't, instead of messing with that, let's just play here. Now, one thing you're going to notice is these guns are so new. They have been, the dot kind of slaved to the irons, and you're like, John, you're shooting to the right of that card a little bit, quite consistently. You know what that tells me? We need to adjust the dot a little bit. No big deal, right? Brand new gun. It feels great. Trigger, and I'm wearing gloves right now, so it's not like I have the world's greatest trigger feel, but it's chilly, so I'm not taking that off. If we're there. Yeah, I mean, it does everything you expect the VP9 to do. Now, I'm gonna try the K, and I'm gonna try it without the gloves on, because I wanna feel how that goes. Neil wants some of those first, though. Is that, there's that. You're in business, buddy. It's shooting a little right, bud.
I don't care. I need one of these today.
I really like the trigger on it out of the box.
The trigger feels amazing out of the box, and you know the little bit longer slide, there's less recoil management that I'm dealing with. This literally feels like my VP9 that I've shot 70, 80,000 rounds through.
Yeah.
That trigger is amazing, and that extra little bit on the length of pull is very noticeable, especially when you're going at a little bit of speed. That, well done.
Where did my K mag go?
I can't tell you. There you go.
Whew, there's a K-mag, cool. I want to shoot just a few rounds through the K. Now, again, I'm going to show you, again, I took the gloves off, I want you guys to be able to see that. So just so you can see, the K here with the little bit, with the flared mag well, it sits right on my pinky. And again, I have wide fingers, so it's going to be a very seldom thing for somebody to have wider fingers than me, honestly. I mean, you're going to be a large size human for that. So kind of perfect length there as a fighting gun. Let's put some rounds through it. Okay, let's see, I'm right there, good. Nice. Oh, feels so good. That feels really good in the hand. I don't know where this one's zeroed either.
You got the mag in there, your pinky gets a little bit more grip.
Yeah, a little bit more purchase, okay. Just a skosh more. Okay, let's see where this one is. Oh, look at that. Ten rounds. I mean, so this one's set up with the dot in a circle mode, which made my heart so happy. You know I love that. This one is interesting to me because 15+1 in a flush mount magazine that is a little more concealable. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm wearing this big coat right now because it's like 40 degrees out here and freezing cold. But I've slimmed up so much, having something that I can carry that's a little shorter. So the same barrel length, same slide length as a regular VP9A0, but a little shorter in the grip, that appeals to me.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty cool. I got to get some rounds through it, but I like the idea of being able to get your hand on it so it still feels like a full-size gun and it's not going to be a mini. So
your turn.
All right, I'm going to go.
Do it.
It feels just a hair smaller than the VP9 and yet a hair bigger than the SK. I like the weight. I like the little finger groove up here. Did you notice
positive spot for your finger to go.
All right, here we go. Oh, a green circle.
So good.
Okay, to me, this thing feels very similar. Again, the trigger is way better than any other one I've ever seen out of the box. And I love the VP9 stuff out of the box to begin with. So I think we've had a massive increase in the trigger. It took me a couple of shots there to get my timing down with that.
Yeah.
But again, because I'm going from that longer slide to the shorter slide. But, you know, there's no snappiness. There's no, it's a VP9 just upgraded, man. I love it.
Yeah, and the stuff that I love about it, the things that I love about the VP9 to begin with, full ambient controls, which to me as a southpaw is really important to have. A thumb release over here on the right side of the gun, the correct side of the gun is good. I love what Neil was talking about here was a little place to put your finger, a finger rest here, a positive finger rest on both sides is really good. So you righties have that as well. They maintained the paddle magazine release, which is correct. That's the right thing. Yeah, I think this is a winner. It's a good update.
Yeah, this is a pretty big game changer. You know, one of the interesting things though is you can still, you know, if you're going to the range or whatever, you can still put the longer mag in it, so you get a little bit more practice and that kind of thing. So the top part of the magazine is still going to connect in there. I think they're knocking it out of the park here.
Yeah, more to come. This isn't a full review. This is just the first time I've gotten hands on it. Let's bring Bill back in here real quick and ask him a couple questions about this bad boy.
You like it a gun?
I like it a gun. Oh, it's pretty good. I love the way it shoots. The trigger on this is fantastic. The updates are super thoughtful. It's not, let's just change things for the sake of changing things.
No, really, it really is about enhancing that connection between you and the tools that you use. We've had experience in law enforcement with we call it the A0 internally, with law enforcement agencies. For whatever reason they would buy our pistol, whether it was accuracy or something else, their qualification scores went up, their reshoots went down. That's what we offer. I think we get a lot of credit at HK for our durability, for our reliability. I don't think we get enough credit for the shootability of these guns. People find that they shoot these guns better than the guns they had previously.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic pistol. I think it's going to sell like hotcakes, and it should. Availability?
Well, as we speak, it's looking like a SHOT Show launch, so it should be availability in this month as you're watching this in January.
Of course, I am not the guy that's going to violate embargo.
If you're watching this in February, something went wrong.
yeah, if you see something went radically wrong. If you see this in December, John got fired. That's how that works. I just think it's gonna do well. HK polygonal barrel, so
Correct.
You know it's gonna last way more than you're going to shoot it, way more than I'm going to shoot it.
And there's some other minor changes too. The controls have been enhanced in certain ways, so they're without making them huge, making them a little more easy to engage. There's a little more serrations on it. I don't know that that's anything more than cosmetic, but it's a different look to the gun. And like you said, the little pad where you, and we were just, as we were shooting earlier today, it's not like a negative, keep your finger off the trigger. It's like, where is your finger?
Well, and that's what we talk about. It's your finger should be at home until you make the decision to fire. Here I have a tactile home. Put it here. Yeah. This is the right place to put it.
So it's a small thing, but all these small things we think makes it a more shootable gun, yes.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like, as the default, a blacked out rear sight with a high visibility front sight. I think if you're not going to put an optic on the gun, which you should, but if you're going to choose to be Amish and run irons, that's the irons to run. And so you guys know I'm only totally serious about that. Okay, so it's just a thing. I got to make the internet mad. It's just part of my life. I think just fantastic all the way around.
He's a really nice guy.
What do we expect these to be going for on the street?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
It's going to reflect what they're currently, see, I know the retail price, but what they're actually going for on the street. This is going to be a modest price increase, like you would have seen a inflation price increase of 2 or 3% over last year.
Oh, so just a few bucks. We're just talking.
Yeah, it's actually the same priced gun as the previous VP9. It's just
a little bit of
adjustment,
new year,
it'll be a little bit of a bump.
2025, and you know, inflation sucks for everybody. Okay, that's just the way that is. Cool gun, more to come on it. We're gonna do full length burn downs, reviews, all that stuff. This is just it's not a prototype, this is a production gun. And we're out here in South Dakota for a pheasant hunt with a bunch of our friends. And Bill was like, hey John, I brought the new gun nobody's seen yet. You wanna shoot it? And I was like, happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. Can I get the camera out? And Bill let me.
We're so excited about it, I had to bring them because it was just a chance to show off, so.
Well, show off indeed. Guys, it's a good gun. Now, okay, I'll say on first impressions, is it gonna get me off my P30 hybrid? No, it's not. It could. I love my P30 hybrid, and that's that. Is it gonna get Neil off his VP9A0? He's standing off camera going, uh-huh. So there you have it. See you guys soon. This is the new VP9F, and you can see here when I turn it around there it says F on the frame. So that is the kind of the long boy version, about the same as the original long slide, the VP9K here. So that is the A1K model. So that's how you can tell the difference right off the bat. So if you see VP9 without K or F, then you know that is the original. This is an original one in OD green. This is even before they did the optics cut. So this isn't even a 2020 update. So a couple of things that you can see the difference here. Number one, you can see this kind of recessed or a little bit of flared magwell rather. You can also see they have eliminated the finger grooves. Some people are going to complain about that. I don't find it to be a big deal at all. And I want you to see here, right here in the grip here with the K model, that even when I take that out, I have just enough there that I have full grip coverage and it doesn't pinch my finger when I put a magazine in it. Love that. Love also the tactile place to put your finger here. So that is, for me as a lefty, gives me a tactile place on either gun. Now, interestingly here, on the optics ready models that we got, you notice blacked out front sight and blacked out rear sight, which I actually really love when you are running an optic. So I think that ships, when it ships with the optic on it, that is perfect in my opinion. Now, I want to show you as well a couple of safety features that are always on the HKs that are on the original VP9 as well. When you lock the slide to the rear like this, you can't take the gun down because it has a magazine in it. They don't want you any chance of having an unintended discharge. You got to take the magazine out, lock the slide to the rear, and then and only then will the takedown lever operate. Same as on the original VP9, and then it comes off without
the trigger being dropped. That's good. And what you can see here, now this gun's got about 100 rounds through it that I just put through it. So it's a little bit dirty. It's not, it's perfectly clean, but you notice that it has a nickel Teflon coated trigger bar. So it runs a little bit smoother and it runs really nice right out of the box. You heard us talking about that. Gun goes back together. Simply put the slide on, snap that back, in business, good to go. This gun is delightful. You also notice here, again, you got all your regular 3 side straps and now up to 5 back straps. You got 54 or something different combinations that you can do on this particular gun. And all the controls are just a little bit more tactile, just a little bit more. They have redone some of the serrations as well. So you can see here, I think that's just an ergonomic, or not ergonomic, but rather just a cosmetic change. These were really good. But you can see here, these are a little different look and they feel nice. I don't think that they make a huge change, but I do think here, again, checking that that's an empty gun, that this, man, that breaks so nice as a brand new gun. Right at about 5 pounds, I would say. This gun hasn't been shot to heck. It's been shot some, but not to heck. Also an excellent trigger. I think the VP9 is fantastic. I do think this one just a tiny bit better. Now, the other thing that I want you to notice here is that the K model, the length of the slide is actually the same as the original VP9. However, when we put them together here, I'm gonna move this that way so that you can see this a little bit better, is that I want you to be able to see how much length it has cut out of it. So you can see here, that is the amount of length that, it might be a little hard to see, but looks to be about a ½ inch, give or take. So then if we put this together then with the long boy, the full size they are calling that now, then what you can notice is we are the same size here on the frame and a little bit longer. Let's see if I can get that on camera here so you can see it a little bit better. Just a little bit longer in the barrel. So that is our difference between them. Hope you guys enjoyed this introduction to them. We're going to shoot these a whole bunch. I've put about 100 rounds through each one of these before I've gotten them. You got to see our first shots on camera. So this is a great gun. I'm really excited about the brand new HK VP9A1.